So today I'm having a surprise voiceover holiday. There are sewer trucks out in front of my house, and they're going to be there all day, so really there's not a lot I can do. Except maybe play around with some microphones, so come along on my microphone adventure. Today there's a bunch of sewer trucks outside my house. I don't know, they're jamming a pipe through a pipe or something. There's some big deal, but all these trucks are running, so first thing I want to do is give you a listen to my noise floor because it's out of control today. See if you can hear that. So what I did, because I've been wanting to try this anyway, is I ran out and bought a Shure SM7B. I don't know if I can get the package open. Been wanting to try this for backing vocals anyway. I've been hearing a lot of good things about having non-condenser backing vocals. I don't have a way to open this. Guitar picks always. So, using the dynamic mic apparently gives some color and some quality and some absence of quality to sort of blend backing vocals together a little better. So I ran out and got the Shure SM7B. I think I've got things set up so when I plug it in, it'll work. And then we can try a little lower-fi action in this room and see if it removes. Oh man. Okay, there's more going on here than meets the eye, so I guess I should do the unboxing. Here's the SM7B. It's got some sort of little plate that goes on the back once you get your settings right. So I don't really know what it's set to right now. Turns out it was set flat, and you'll see it has two switches and two different patterns. Let's see if I can change one. The switches are hard to get to. So it's got a bass roll off. And then it's also got the mid-range boost. What you're hearing me on right now is my U87 through the Manley Vox box. What I'm setting up here will be the SM7B through the API 512C and preamp, and then the API 525 compressor. And check. It would appear I've done something wrong. Be right back. I'm gonna go change some settings. Oh wait, I think I see the problem, of course. All right, let's go back in the booth. Okay, so now we're back in the booth. I've got everything set up, I think. It's really hard to monitor from this room. And I'm getting kind of low volume out of the SM7B, but I think that's kind of what I'm looking for. Right now I've got the API 512C as the preamp and vintage API 525 as the compressor. And it looks like I'm kind of hitting it pretty hard, but what I'm trying to do is allow for high volume. So I might be limiting a little too much still. But I want to do an A/B on these and see how they compare, and what I really want to get is a moment just of the room on the SM7B, because that's the thing that I can't even work with today. It's just so bad. So I'm just going to stand here and be quiet, which is not my strong suit. So there's the noise floor. So this is the noise floor on the U87 with the Manley Vox box, my standard rig. And then this is the SM7B with the API configuration, 512C to 525. And now, let's go see what we think. Okay, having some volume issues, kind of getting low input levels on the SM7B. and the API stuff. So I switched them to the Manley VoxBox. So let's check out the Manley VoxBox on my. Now both of these rigs are the same; they're identical. Give or take, yeah. There's no EQ on either one, but I'm still getting low levels. So that's the part that concerns me. Now, when I was singing before, I saw pretty good levels. So don't fence me in, 'cause I'm on my way. So it's a little more of a signal that way. But I'm still kind of having low levels, and I'm playing with that a little bit. But I kind of like the way it's, it's only hearing what you want it to hear and not really everything in the room. If I can just get those levels up a little bit, I think I'll be real happy with it. So let me keep working with it. I'll keep playing around. The trucks are out there. There's nothing else to do. So this time I switched the compressor threshold raised way up and the input raised all the way up on the Manley VoxBox. So now to the SM7B. Testing 1, 2, 3. And it looks like I'm clipping almost. Okay, so now we're going to go with straight voiceover and see what the levels look like. It actually looks pretty good compared to, here, I'll show you. On top is the VoxBox. On bottom is the SM7B. So you can see my levels are getting a lot closer, and I just really basically removed. Can you see that? Anyway. So, testing 1, 2 for high volume. How are we doing? It looks pretty good. It basically looks like the same level. So, essentially, it looks like we're getting limiting. Certainly on the U87. All right. So, none of this matters to anyone but me, but that's kind of the fun part. So, it looks like we're doing okay on levels. And if I were doing like really loud things, this would probably be a great level. Stop! See that clip on that? Yeah, so that's actually a pretty good level. I think I'm hitting the limiter on that VoxBox. So we retreat to the control room. I just increased the gain in my DAW, which is Cubase, by 5 dB on the SM7B. Everything else is still the same as it was before. So let's move to the SM7B. Do we see a difference? Oh, now we've got some really good levels. Let's see what they look like when they go by. Might be a little much. I bet we're hitting that compressor pretty well, though, but that looks pretty good. If we go really loud, oh man, I think this is exactly what we're looking for, is just a little bit of gain on the DAW, and it looks like it matches almost exactly the levels I'm getting on the Manley. So, we the people, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, ensure the blessings of liberty, to ourselves and our posterity, to ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. See how that sounds? Okay, so I'm learning a little bit more about the SM7B, and it's sort of a low output mic. So I wanted to try something else before I move on. I have switched to the Vintech 573, and no compressor. This is just straight through the Vintech, because it has the extra 5 dB right there on the module. So we now switch to the SM7B to see if this worked. Testing 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, we the people. Okay, looks like we're getting pretty good levels. Not quite clipping, but I don't have a compressor or a limiter on there, so. What did it do today? It's a minute or two to two. A thing distinctly hard to say, but harder still to do. The dragon will come at the beat of a drum with a rat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat. The quarter or two to two today, the quarter or two to two. So let's go high volume. Don't fence me in, 'cause I'm on my way. Okay, so it almost clipped on that. But, so we don't have a compressor to, this won't be a fair comparison to the other, but I wanted to get you this anyway, get me this. I don't know if anyone will ever see this, but so there's just another piece of the puzzle. Okay, now just to keep it interesting, I've switched to the Sennheiser MKH416 also through the Manly Vox box. So here we get another shot at another mic. But I think the verdict really is that I really dig what's going on with the SM7B, and I think it's going to be really good for backing vocals, and I mean for emergency situations or whatever comes up, maybe guitars, things like that, whatever, where I would maybe use a 57 or something like that. So I think it's got a lot of value. I think it's going to be a good tool to have in the studio, and I'm looking forward to playing with it a little bit more. Thanks for hanging out.